Okay. Okay, so good, how do we say? We say good morning, people here. And also I know some people everywhere in Europe. So we say good afternoon or good evening, maybe possible also. So welcome everyone. We are so happy this weekend. We do for 2 days activity. We were thinking we need in our world, we need more peace and harmony and love and compassion. So we try this weekend, we develop inner peace, inner quality like this. So we can try to develop more peace in the world also. We're thinking like this. So we organize this 2 days activity for world peace. We're thinking like that. So you are all most welcome. We will do a few activity today and tomorrow. So starting this morning with small chanting and meditation. So like this for world peace. So today with Lama Samten.
Hello,
Lama Samten is a founder of a center Paramita Center. Is in Canada since more than 20 years. Started in Quebec, our activities, and now we have a center in Toronto since a few years. So we are so happy also having activities in Europe also. So today you are welcome with us. So also we'll have other activity later with a small introduction to meditation and emotions and others today, tomorrow also. Yeah, welcome everyone.
Okay. Dash to you. So you are welcome in Center Paramita. So my English is always like this problem. But anyway, I try to speak English. Then sometimes I speak Tibetan. This is to translate my language to English. I think this is most important. 근데 초란도 들은 도난 첨부 연도 발라 도난 두주디 얘기 인지게 찬조 잡지 jonshonjoge 두주디 토라 매비지 배진 라토야라 부게 잡시는 약사를 삼탱기도.
Because you all came here today with us with great and good motivation, with great good intention. So this way, it's important that you more profit from this time. So maybe if I speak only English, I have a strong accent. Maybe we have difficulty to understand. This way is better. I will speak Tibetan and Jason will translate. I like to speak English. So I will also sometimes speak English.
Yeah. 아니 대령 결혼도 정말 잘하다는 제가 가리이면은 제가 내가 매도니지 요 말했어. 근데 이나 대령 두주 된데 제 결혼조에는 만두님도 있어야 되나? 병마시게는 가수유스.
So for sure nowadays we know we all have different kinds of busy life. So our life is precious, our time is precious. So today we also use this time very positively. We are so happy to be with you. I'm also very busy. I have different activities. So I'm very happy also to have opportunity with you today.
제 계산고만에 또 있나데 짱만으로 파차하셔 되는 창물로 병하는도 즉배 즉 돈다 돈 퉁네 즉 천안으로 야고냐 지도 간족에 하는 데게 잡다도 쉐베인스 이내다 단도 또 있나데 윤체랑 민독세.
So yeah, we organize also this event because we first heard like the news like we can have more activity, meet more people because coronavirus becoming slower, so we have more opportunity to really meet with good energy with everyone in real. But after we have also some bad news, something like new COVID or a new wave, I don't know. So like this is not always easy, but anyway, we are happy you are all with us today.
Yeah. 땅에게는 거는 모두라고 뒤뒤지고 텐데시레스 다저런도 정말로네 다 대표발라 가수유스.
Yeah, so just my short introduction. So just to tell you, I'm so happy to be with you.
아니 저런저 아니 간절히도 좋잖아.
So how do you feel today?
Okay. 다 들은 간족에는 지단의 간족에는 다 시대게 텐데게 즉 투두라고지 드링 시디 루비아게 다 텐데 투두데 시디 루비아게 투두라고 제가도 텐데지다 제요레스 삼로 텐데다요레스.
So anyway, this today our activity, we do this with motivation to try to achieve peace, inner peace, and also more in the world for peace.
다 시디 생인데 안에 다 좋아 다 셈데 용조라 다 지통레스 될라지 포모 리루 안에 출루 안에 지유 촉보 교보 다 텐데 gen쇼 텐데 간요 말했다 대결할라 됐스바자시스르와 샤조는요.
Yeah, so actually who needs peace? Everyone. You know, we all sentient beings also, not only humans, also all sentient beings, all beings who have a mind, who have feelings, so they need peace, you know. So for sure among humans is the same thing for all of us. There's no difference about our sex, our age, our culture, our skin color, or fate, or whatever. We have all the same desire for peace.
단 텐데게네 드링 시대 루비아게 고갑데 먼저 안에 삽삽시정에 셔야 돼. 삽삽시시 전원도 녀야 돼. 삽삽시 녀야 돼.
So I will take my time to just a little bit explain and how we can practice peace, inner peace, and also you take your good time and good intention, good mindfulness to listen also about this teaching.
다 된다베니 시대 안에 나 란줄의 두발라 된대게 제게네 믹스에게 제 미릭다 줄룩다 텐데기 제주를 이렇게 고고 말했어. 시대도 두발라 님 간사 땡달라.
To achieve inner peace, we have all the same potential. There's no difference about where we come from, our sex, our age. There's no difference about any kind of external difference.
텐데발라 텐다베 시대데 두발라 나라 시대신인데 저데 다당한도 시대데 드링셔야데 난게 셈게 시대엔럽도 드리셔기 인세 지단에 제게 룽바 시대 안에 낭미 시대 안에 치기 루캄 시대 근데 멍부셔야지네 드링 저댕한적에 나 셈규라 시대
Usually when we talk about peace, we can consider that at many levels. For example, we speak about peace in the world. We can speak also peace in our community. We can speak about peace and harmony in our own family. But the foundation for all of those is the inner peace. So that's what we're talking mainly in the Buddhist teaching.
나네 제게 소소의 유두 유룽 다네 제게 낭미다 안에 텐데게 촉바 빈주 텐데게 시대 요약의 탑람 약쇼 더버데 다 참둔당 착단이 봐야레스 착단이게 왕게 안에 유룽 제룽바 빈주 투도야다 안에 제게 촉바 빈준당 낭미 빈주 투야조데 간저 참도 네 안에 되게 마당 맞지 차단이 숙세다네 저 데레스 지 데레스 치게 시대라고 또 텐데지 강에 텐데지 대 매부서는 야고요레스.
So the best solution in order to achieve any kind of peace that we want, like world peace or peace in the community, in our family, is cultivating inside our own mind. We talk about here mainly having harmony and having also a mind that is free from mental afflictions such as desire and attachment and anger. So the reason why we cannot achieve this peace in our family, community, world, whatever situation is mainly because of the lack of harmony and also because of the presence of two strong mental afflictions such as attachment and anger.
낭미 빈준라 시대용야다 안에 총바다 촉바 빈준라 시대용야도 정말로 주 참두나 라레게 요레세 다 된데게 룽바 빈준게 된데게 다 제게 막야 매바의 시대디 안에 소소그 초들 두바 첨부선이 착바 첨부선이 소소로 보야 돼 숙체차 얘는 참바다 제바 인자 안에 차당데 당심데 코세야게네 근데 코메브소야 당심 전부 유미자 아니 된데게네 잠링라직 다 유룽게 시데메브소야게 또 투조인도 당하는도 시데 구구도네 시도직 소속의 팀장당 종합편주 투조 시대라 주 잠두라고 이렇게 지주라고 보세 다 잠블링게 유룽게 시데유알라 아니 작단데 용도 다야로 디왕게 다 강가지고
So do you agree with that? That harmony is very important for the peace, and also that we free our mind from strong mental afflictions such as strong attachment or anger. For example, we can see that the harmony, when it's present in our community or family members, we have harmony together, so it will bring a sense of peace, a feeling of peace, and everything will be very pleasant, as situation to live in harmony this way. So in the family level, we can speak about that, like harmony. And if we look in the world, the wars are mainly created because of strong attachment and anger. Attachment to one's own side, thinking that my region or my religion or whatever kind is better. So I have strong attachment to my side. I consider my side more important than others. So this is cause of attachment. And also anger to the other side, thinking the other is bad or whatever situation. So the wars are mainly created because of that, this kind of feeling of too much attachment to one's own side and to aversion, hatred to other side.
당한족에는 시대 제게네 치기 시대 용단라보데 다 된대지레스 시대 용발라 낭미 김상 용발라 제도 자와 참두 잠불링 치기 잠불링 유릉 용발라 차단도 용단에 차송 땅에 들은 셔야죠 가렌스네 나 심줄의 시대 두려야 되셔야지 내게 셔야 돼.
So that's the main way to have external peace, like in our community, family, and in the world, to develop harmony and to free the mind from mental afflictions such as desire and anger. So I'm talking more here about how to achieve inner peace.
당한족 고두그르다스 망보시에자스인데 신의 고두그였다.
So now I will begin. So now actually we already spoke many things, but now I will begin actually explaining.
근데 나 심주게네 시대신인데 용배 싸워라버데 닝제게 셈나 땡고요레스 심주 시대요라.
Yeah, in order to achieve peace, inner peace, we need at the root the feeling or emotion of compassion.
텐데게 닝제게 셈라 로종 체네 난게 심 미테와 대화 중년게 뉴몽바 디제데 안에 다 뉴몽바 디제데 안에 마 충을 따야레스 닝제를 떼네 대체베네 나 심줄이 시드 투야고 테레스타.
If we develop in our mind this feeling or emotion of compassion, it will be possible to find more inner peace by removing and by calming the presence of uncomfortable states and unhappy state of mind.
텐데게 나 심줄이 시대 룹체게 싸워다보데 닝제레스.
So the root in order to achieve peace, inner peace, is compassion.
닝지 대게 약보지 닝지 대제게 누바다 댐바 닝지들라 톱다 누바다 댐마데 닝지 대게 사본데 시라브레스.
And this compassion, in order to really achieve its goal, to order to achieve peace and more comfortable states, has to be rooted itself into wisdom. Yeah, the seed of this compassion is wisdom.
다 들은가도 니만인간 가시나 마시나 초란족의 즉 삼로 로 짐스는 로그배 삼로 동양다고 셴야디 저 닝지다 시랍텔라 아니 삼로단 대시야기 탑시다 대시네 냠렌치야게 samlo dangi ine ane ngaranzo go goyage ane na simjugi shitide ane nganzo miyude dugures ode sam ta shos ting da kandar tering niman ningang miyuti nini sam ta shos.
So what we need to do if we want to achieve peace, for example, if we want to achieve external peace, we need at the foundation to have cultivate inner peace. So as the root and the seed of this inner peace is the compassion and the wisdom, first we need to know what is compassion and what is wisdom, how to develop them, and actually after that trying to develop them into our mind. So when they are developing and when they are more and more present into our mind, so naturally their result, the peace, will be achieved inner peace, and this itself will contribute to world peace.
다 되는간서 대 니만인간 좀네 결혼도 타말라 로드도 발라 아니 다 제가 닝제다 시랍스님데 아니 텐데지 도 성산을 로라 텐데야 샤리아라고 제가 나를 랩서나 그 텐데지 텐도야지 아니 결혼도게 아니 삼로 다쇼스.
So at the end of this day, at the end of this weekend, so what we hope that you can have as a result is that you have some understanding, some kind of interest into this compassion and wisdom in order to achieve inner peace, and that you can bring that with you and continue to practice that in daily life.
다 들은간저 시야게 닝제게 제게 믹반다보데 유운다보 추 칸데젤라 삼나당고도 이게 남바다보데 아니 칸데제레 실레다보제 칸데레 되는 닝지나 시랍되도세 아니 오다 대개는 닝지나 시랍데 텐데디 요베이네 고 냠네 닝지세 냠네 칸데치고도 오데는 모두 디시아레스다.
So these qualities of compassion and wisdom. So for example, compassion, we need to understand what looks like compassion, what is the aspect of compassion, what is also the focus of compassion, and what is also the function, how actually compassion works. So that's what we need to understand.
단단한 속에 닝제 시랍스도 직감보지 결혼 속에 직감보지 결혼 속 거대가 열어서 다 결혼 속에는 갈래 되는 대령한 속에 직감보 많이 봐 닝제나 시랍게 동 시험보지 임바데 먼저 되는 해야 돼. 근데 저도 심식시셨어.
So the objective here is not only to speak about compassion and wisdom and just have like some kind of an empty word, like not exactly knowing how to practice these qualities, but exactly to join the word with the deep meaning that they hold so that we can really try to develop them and they really benefit us and others.
다 들은 간소에는 된대게 셔야게는 즉 제름다보다 들은 이만인가 열에스.
So today we have, as we said, like different activity, like first in the morning, after we continue with small breaks.
단단하게 닝제게 돈다단 대신 맞장원하니 간조게니 부백의 수준의 제변이 제게 닝제게 냠네 맞장원하니 닝제게 현동하다부터 대시 동아요래서 현동제네 닝제게 는 제게 숭안다부터 동아요래서 된건 즉 동샤고스 대시 동면에 결혼저 샘바디 마 루시기 제 아니 산제게 숭반나 리브라니다 아니 리바랍도뇨 이라 숭시에스도 셈데 내게 닝지라 아니 제게 녀야라 아니 뉴몽바다 남밍다 띠묵트도 좀 숨나 제도닝게 셈바데 마 닝지 녀야게 찾으라고 시도 난도 뭐는 닝지기 언제 얘기던 곳에.
So in order to develop these qualities, exist also in the Buddhist tradition, for example, the Tibetan Buddhist tradition in particular, we are doing something to help to develop compassion through the use of some chanting. So this chanting with Tibetan words or Sanskrit words are used to remember the qualities of compassion and how to develop them. And we use also some special sentence that we call mantras, which are the essence of some Buddha's teaching. For example, the mantra of compassion, which is the essence of compassion. So we use them in order to, like a tool to remember and try to increase this quality inside us. So that's what I want to do first, to help us, to generate this mind of compassion to do this traditional, like we have in the Tibetan tradition. So to prepare the mind, you can feel your mind really peaceful and really prepare the mind for this having good day.
And
after that, we will be able to more explain about the meaning of compassion and how to practice this, etc.
단다게 남도 다 소소게 레가다 낭미다 다 가리내면은 미소소소소게 제가 고바되도네 바데니 초란조게 단예션도 껴도바 초란조 칼레 켈 우기 파다 투 텐션에 파단도 받텐데 그 고바다 남도 반로서 사 안에 셈데 제 렉바르니 랍도뉴 일라 숭시라고 제 템바다 시신도 주 줄라제송 삼네네 책 돈다 하마고는 책 돈도 발라 되게 누바도 에너지도 되게 저런서 아니 대시쇼아스 욱중금 시쇼아스.
So even if I cannot explain or translate right now on the spot all the Tibetan words, what the meaning into English, but what you should do about the meaning of this chanting and how it can help you is during the chanting, you will try to first of all free your mind from any kind of things that could obstruct the mind. Like example, we're thinking too much about tomorrow, about yesterday, about what we have to work or whatever. We just free the mind from all kind of mental agitation or mental affliction we could have. So this way we can have a mind that is very calm and clear. And after that can be with good mindfulness to be able to appreciate the presence, the present moment time, and also to receive the teaching on how to develop compassion and wisdom through meditation. So this you can do like that, and also even use also your own breath as a tool to really concentrate. And for example, you imagine while you're breathing out that you evacuate all these kind of things that preoccupy your mind, and you breathe in thinking that all positive energy flows through you.
Okay, then we will do now. You are really to take mindfulness and vigilance with the breathing out, breathing in, just to relax your mind, to keep peace, comfortable, okay? Looks meditation. Your feeling looks positive coming, okay? Your mind to become positive, to be happy life, enjoy today's good privilege, to have this kind spiritual take together. You are lucky you come back this day. You take this break, your job, just one day. It's good to practice spiritual, your life protection. Inner peace means protection of your life, Life always too much agitation, too much thinking, too much emotion negative, then not happy, Then slow is suffering, problems, emotions, not good. All the emotions destroy your relationships, your families, then around your works, all friendships, all the disturbing emotions not good. So that way, we try to inner peace, comfortable life inside. Then you coming good relationships, loves. Everything is coming to positive. So that way, we walk inside, not too much outside, in the city. All city inside. We go inside. People always go in the city. Yeah, center here in the mind. I think this is we need now. Okay, now I do. Well, yeah, we'll go. Dom boy chom de de jin she wa da jom ba yan da wa zo be san je ri ba na ja zo de ba de wa ra chi wa ji de jin ba ji wa do wa Kalo yuwa la na me wa la da mi na ye don ba san ye chum de de be je wa sha kya tu ba la cha de lo ju do ja so che o ti ba je ya me cha Yawa buzo zoba yin Yange semni yonzo do dine sanye ma semjen tamje dewa da dewe judan demba juje Semjen damje dunge me dunge je judan jewa juje Semjen damje dunge me be dewa dam dewa juje Semjen damje nyere jadan nyedan jewe dan nyamla newa juje Kyonji magu gundo gaya Zusai jinji ula nye Toje jinji dola ze Chere zila jaze We are short meditation, calm abiding to develop mindfulness and vigilance. 오케이. 단단한 속에는 다 닝제게 단계 쭉 셈기 시대기 짜와데 닝제 이민자 닝제게 숭제 동고스 이능한도 대셔도 줄 야고스 단단니능한도 냠들라 데네 별로 제 초란 쪽에 템바단 시생기 셈제직도 네 개외출라 주네 개외 템바되기 개외출지야 템바체는 셈 시대로 지금 야 템바체 시대데 수 심리테 고발을 마셔버지지 시신기 딱제데 쟤는 초란주고 텐데게네 전바데 시신기 심베 돈에는 나데 동기이네 하는 게 심나는 시대 심바되게 네 정모나 징나 장나 다 텔라요더니 남다요 되도 장만으로 다 예도 그래스 가르세는 초란주고 단다 쳔바데게니 개외추지랑 닝지럽지 개외추지 섬야고 이제 쳔바데 셈 시신게 곧 된데게 미개베 신한 직나나 마담으시자고 심 데베 나한테라는 간도 숭아도 엄마네 빼며 홍대냠도 돈 삼로 쳔바데 시신도나 샤제는 로장기니 된데 생각이 직난 다나도 장만 매서 두래로 냠보도 온 곳.
So, in order also to assist for developing in our mind the compassion to achieve peace, we use also the use of the mantra, which is a sentence, which is a few syllables, which represent here the meaning of compassion. So during this time, what is important is that also not only our speech be busy with something positive, but that the mind be also occupied with something positive. So if we can, during the mantra recitation or during the meditation, we can focus our mind to something positive, such as the energy and feeling of compassion. So during this time, the mind being focused onto that will not be able to focus on other things that would usually occupy the mind. So that's why sometimes we're thinking too much about something that will make ourselves stressed or anxious or whatever. So after we have this suffering and this uncomfort happening, because the mind is focusing onto something which is bringing some kind of difficult negative emotion in the mind. So if we can instead occupy the mind and focus onto something positive, so this will not happen. So this way we use the mantra for that in order to help also. So during the mantra recitation, you can try your best like this to focus your mind positively, such as feeling of compassion during the mantra recitation.
만족의 셈 난게 욕자 만차와제 나란족의 셈 코란라 텐데기 추림자고 디시플린이라고 제 텐데기 모랄리티 셈 난게 셈 코란라 매우체 난족의 제 팀숭야데 치게 안에 제게 다 제갑게는 제 팀도 돌아 가드나 슈브라고 자기 요르디 난게 셈데 난족이 계속 두고요 말했어.
For example, the Tibetan word for what we call ethics, okay, is something like we try to become a positive person with good thinking, good action, etc. So usually when we speak about ethics or, like the regulations, for example, so in the city, we will know that it's important to act correctly according to the rules of the country and the city. Because we have advantages in order to do that, and we have disadvantage not to do that. But we respect the rules of the city or the country, but actually in the minds is the same thing. There is something in the mind that brings positive, and there is also something that brings negative. So we should do the same thing with the mind. We try to always do something that brings benefit to the mind, but that's not something that we learn too much to do, and that's not something that we do too much also, but that's something that we should do very importantly.
만족의 안에 치기 즉 개갑 두족의 치기에는 제게 류다 안에 나게 된데게 즉 숭자망부지 난족의 안에 롭좀 되게 열했어 중간에 이나 이라 텐데게 가르치고면데 난다 요 말했어.
For example, we say 3 doors of action, which are the body, the speech, and the mind. So we learn usually in our family or into our society how to behave with the body and how to behave with the speech. We have the rules that we should do that and we should not do that. But we don't have too much this rule with the mind. But actually, that's the most important. If we have good behavior with our mind to the positive and to abandon the negative, so we will be happy and we contribute to others' peace also.
Yeah. 난저그 이들라 안에 저게 숭자다고지 개매없이 이래 간 템바고 바다 남이 강가 발레 되비니 다 치게네 다 루이지 줘바다 나게 줘바 지고게 안에 다 디게 용 말했어. 욕다 돼요. 그래서 아주 단단 누줘나라.
If we let the mind to do any kind of behavior without protecting the mind, without guiding the mind to positive, and we try after to do good things externally, like physically or verbally, it will not be possible to achieve the peace and happiness only this way. So that's how in our modern society in the West, we didn't learn too much about this inner behavior, this inner attitude of the mind.
대천주 안에 무두 유배세 되라. 녀라야라.
Do you agree from what I say?
내게 삼로라 난저게 즉 템바다 시신사주 당보대 안에 이지에네 숭야게 숭자 추름데 이데 뉴몽바 남인 고바 되돌랑 마쇼베 팀데 약보지 이디 약보지 추름 저게 팀데 약보지 소속에 정토바이네 곰토바이네 때는 나다 루게 치게 안에 다 퉁lâm 되제데 렐라보레 삼탱게 도스 낭심데 마쿰사도발 칠레 가제 제는 드부시다 통야메도 이제 가디네 강에 되다지.
From my point of view, if we can manage to develop mindfulness and vigilance and introspection and to guide our own mind to the positive side and to letting go of the negative side, negative emotion and thought, etc. So naturally, our behavior with the speech and the body will be positive and beneficial for ourselves and others. If we don't do that, we don't learn how to deal with the mind. And after we force ourselves to have this good behavior with the body and the speech, it will not bring too much benefit. It will not achieve exactly what we want.
Yeah. 근데 저 심레주 고중네 당보 고중도 발 난게 심규대 약보직 네 즉 템바데 시신송의 양보직이네 되는 갈래 되는 다 매지치기 줘봐 창만으로다 란신게 다 연구했어.
First of all, if we can do that at the root, at the beginning, we learn and we train our mind to go to the positive and to let it go the negative. So naturally, we will find that our behavior and speech will become in the same direction and we will achieve peace and happiness naturally.
텐데데 장야기 짜와다보다 단징게 시험 봐서 닝제레스. 당간도 들은 닝제시고요. 봤어.
And for in order to achieve that at the root, there is the compassion that we need to train in. So that's why I mentioned the importance of compassion.
예. 단단간도 닝제게 숭데 동고스. 내가도 냠들에 저랑서 로로 유네 냠도 동샤스. 니슈 자직 동기 인스.
So I will repeat the mantra of compassion that is said in Sanskrit, 6 syllables. We call Om Mani Padme Hum. So if you know already this mantra, you can recite, or you can just also focus your mind on this positive energy. So we'll do 21 times.
근데 천속 나를 매비네 패진 내게 딩마 두바둠바도 패진 천속 내게 제수 내 나를 요tum도 가버렸어.
So even if you don't know this mantra before, maybe after you hear only 5, 6, or 7 times, probably you will know it. So you can also join.
만족에 포박에 부구 춘중들라 안에 된대게 제레시게 된대게 숭나 랍게 된대 루규요 말레스 부구 강가로 파만게 돈데베 인자 란싱게 안에 란싱게 많이 랍스인데 난도 룩수요 말레스.
So I think you can do it because also the Tibetan children, even almost small baby, we never need to learn them to give a course to Om Mani Padme Hum mantra. They learn naturally. So I think you can also. There's no tradition of teaching.
Pugula mani toya labdubala 당한저 배탑 교부시문제 대주는 내가 룩속을 요말해서 란싱 현대거.
There's no tradition in Tibetan culture. We need to teach the children to recite the mantra. They know naturally because they hear all the time from everyone. So we don't need to do that.
Okay, so that way I hope you follow us. Just beginning, just you listen, and after you tranquil, then you slow, you repeat us together. These good things to compassion, Yeah, I'm so happy with you today. This, yeah, you are welcome. Okay, we will do. Om mani beme 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 mani beme mani beme mani beme Oh yeah. Tendu balada nanen tendege mani ridukde yaboji choranzo je tudu yudu kaduina simna yang ngamda da jingna tende jendu bala lamsang ane chambada shishin samda je mani de jontu wene ane simge sungjo simge kyap sim nyumung na masho bege da nganzo ni 추게 추라나시는 거래. 추 마셔야게 추로 마셔 추라 잡나시 이제 심내야 마지우 상도네 남산 템바다 시신 섬로다 이제 아니 만네데 동게네 만네데게 빼마시게 숭조용 거래. 심기 숭조용 거래.
So if you can use this six syllables mantra Om Mani Padme Hum anytime, or particularly when you feel some difficulty, some emotion like stress, anxiety, or whatever, you can at this time with good mindfulness use this time for concentrate on the mantra, to recite the mantra and to let away the negative emotion. And absolutely, if you can really focus at this time on the positive energy, so for sure you will be able to calm this emotion and find peace at this time.
참라네 제가 이데 제 콩로다 나게다 텐데게 제가 란진진게 텐데게 로라 아니 제 미게베 초라 아니 로쇼두고 두네 람상 만족의 옴 시두발라 아니 텐데게 이기 삼로 쇼ンド 네거티브 삼단의 람상 코츠 공야단 텔 마셔야 심투 템바데 시신의 순간시도 람상 아니 나데 동기네 아니 되게 팽개요래 엘다.
If at the time where you feel very strong emotion, may it be anger, pride, ego, whatever, if you feel difficulty, you find difficult. So at this time, you really focus your mind on the mantra, you recite the mantra, you begin with Om. So at this time, you will be able to really calm your mind.
되는 참면에 소속이 나게 소속이 촉보다 통모다 빈자다 되는 다 소속이 년점로 유버 창말한 나게 된데게 제 독자 쇼르소니 쇼르그드니 람상 나디투 따백시도 람상 엄마네 베메 홍서 엄티 삼로탄 투베니 야고 요래라
수수기 직두차
랍도 람상 투데 비게 쇼르거라 데도 람상 투 가야라 숭야라.
Also, same way, for example, we have like different conflict with our family members or people around us. So this comes usually from words. So at the time where you prepare or you say this negative word to some people around you, friends, relatives, whatever. So at this time, you can immediately use the mantra. So instead of saying this word, you really focus on the mantra, you repeat this mantra to purify your speech and also to avoid this kind of problem.
야는 결혼전 된데게 모다담베 갑라이나데 콤바제베 갑라이나데 심인 야면에 신가답 세신답에가 쌍모 된데게 또 야자 마자 된데 갑라 아니 제게 소자 중중도 세서네 오 선에 람상 엄마니 베메 홍세 디 삼로데 당기이네 되게 랭엠바 루지 랭엠바 산조데라 람상 마네데 테미니 콜라 유바제 두고 말했어 유바제는 몽발에 된데 la mishobe jana mishobege ene lamsa su kugyage sungjupchidu mane tongyores.
Also, we can do that, for example, at the time when we cannot avoid to make some harm. For example, when we drive the car or when we walk or when we dig the earth, we have some time to, without our own choice, to some killing, some examples, small insect, etc. So at this time also, you can think about compassion and to develop some kind of purification, regret to make this action and to wish something like positive for these sentient beings as much as possible.
Naranjo lunga yesu mikebala, lunga yesu ni mikebala shodo de lamsa mane tembe yini. Ta lunga yesu sho chanjo de sho chabres. Bene soja chamo se chabene se chabres ta. Yangyo ko soja de ya. Ne soya ta yo mare se chabres. Yine ya 그 롱아에서 미개 쇼업다 람상 닝제데 엄마네 메메홍 닝제데 테인도 바나 아니 제마 코게 쇼라 마셔야 제마한테 마치야게 코게 대 숭투고요레스 네 노르송선베 유바제 툼네 람상 만네 롬베네 어디 좁투고요레스 건다 데르스다.
Yeah, when we already committed some error, some wrong thing, we already committed, it's past, we cannot go behind. But if at this time we remember the mantra of compassion, we try to develop this power of compassion. So this will act as a cause for in the future, we don't have the same power to do the same thing because we already prepared the mind with the power of compassion. So it will act as a kind of a dam or protection to avoid to repeat the action in the future.
나라도 lunga 예송기 미게발라 아니 쇼르도 발라다 소제레스 근데 람상 규바다고 찍게는 가 딩마송 삼베 람상게 닝제 로시게 토바이네 아니 제마 무드네 콜라 민도니 팽기도 가서 텐도도 계신 거예요.
We are ordinary beings, so we commit sometimes some error. So if at this time we can remember compassion, for example, by reciting the mantra, so this way it will act as a great cause for in the future to avoid to repeat the same mistake.
Yeah, me too. I'm as ordinary beings. Sometimes I'm problem. There is some mystery. So anyway, if each their problem, I do mantra Om Mani Padme Hum. Means, oh, this I'm not good. Negatives. This is disturbing others, So that way, I do always, one, we have something wrong, I do Om Mani Padme Hum, compassion. That this is for me, protection. Next time, continue this way, not go. This stop, thinking, oh, today I'm this problem. Then I'm regret. Then means tomorrow maybe I not do. Don't do like this, Yesterday I'm problem. Yeah. So that way we are spiritual.
Yeah, spiritual.
Spiritual means we change inside to good people, kind people, loves other, compassion other. So that way, spiritual means we need to
be honest.
Honest inside ourselves, then it's much better. Life is more peace around there. So that way we do mantra this compassion, This is not praying, I pray this God, Buddha like this help me. No. Ourselves, what we problem, we are responsibility, not Buddha. Okay? If we do something wrong way, problem, other people disturbing, this problem affect ourselves. So that way, we try to good person. If there, always we try to do good action to help compassion, loves. If there we have some problem, we must be willing to stop. We try to next time is much better, Who is responsibility? Ourselves, not Buddha. Buddha nothing. Buddha just teach you, give you information, which way good, which way not good, which way are wrong way going, which is much better way to go. Buddha gave you just information. All the life is responsibility, each individual, ourselves. If you need inner peace, happy life, enjoy, good person, ourselves responsible, we do. So that way we do, there's some method we do. If there problem, we remember compassion, Om Mani Padme Hum. Remember, that means, okay, I slow. I think this is not good, stop. So that way, compassion is protection, our life, Protection means not something.
It's not like a material thing.
Okay? But sometimes we bring, some way, some get like tired of the modern tired of the Mamma to say. This is Tangmalo, Nanzo Tendreg, that's Sujun of Yiji Sharma, the one neg, so good joy, so lunga is so rang temper the shishin tone, Migibe Chola, and then Madame Bacheche, 2 Tadu Semba the temper shishin sungbine, and protection the soon to be yak should temper the shishin rest, Tigi, Migibe Chol Madane, yak should tell mother, Chigi Jalag Tendreg, Tuja like Medas.
So we have in the Tibetan or like the Buddhist tradition, some things we use like material objects. For example, we use something to hang, or we put in the car some representation of compassion, or we put with the key or around the neck, something like a symbol of compassion. But this is not compassion, this is material thing. Compassion is something inside the mind. I don't say something material is bad, it's something that can remember us. But the real compassion is inside the mind, so it's only ourselves who can do that.
난저게 숭교 중앙 약쇼데 템바데 시신데스. 템바데 시신게 셈데 개외초로 주데 겹투선에 어디 숭교 중앙 테레스 숭.
our best protection actually is the mind having together mindfulness and vigilance. So if we can protect the mind through these two powers, so we will be protected wherever we go.
텐다 손자 텐데게 가는 속에는 셈라 아니 즉 시대 용의 탑라 자완다보데 아니 닝제 임메인자 닝제기 톤에 탑다바네 닝제기 순간 엄만이 뱀의 홍신이 되죠. 아니 몸음 야야 텐데 말했어. 그래서 셈 유몽바리 쇼독도네 람산야 찬서야 되겠어.
So in the Buddhist philosophy, we call about the meditation or inner transformation is not mainly about praying, is mainly about developing our inner qualities such as mindfulness and trying to protect ourselves, our own mind.
텐도발랑 안족이 엄만의 뱀의 홍세 이야기 남고 이게 고거랑 엄신도 되게 전부래서 엄신인데 엄세 람도발랑 안족 부백게라 이거 숨여래서 아체 나로제 엄세 숨여래서 숨되게 엄세 라바다가 람산 룽아 있으면 쳐야 되랬어. 소소게 룽아 있으면 쳐야 돼. 룽아 있으면 미개베 초를 누구더니 대 람사야 쳐야 됐어.
So we have, for example, in the mantra of compassion, we have 6 letters, but the first letter is Om. So this letter Om actually is made in 3 parts. So as you can see, like the circle and the thing on the top and the main letter. So we have 3 parts representing our 3 doors of action, which are the body, speech, and mind. So that's what we want to achieve, like a pure body, speech, and mind. So that's the important point about the beginning of the mantra.
상안조 그 룽아이서 미개베초라 쇼르드발라 룽아이서 마템바체 뉴몽방원도 주로하래세 대네 룽아이서인데 인지민직 무슨 그랬어.
It's very important that we recognize that because whatever we can do negative is with these 3 doors of action, with the body, with the speech, or with the mind. So it's very important to be mindful when we speak about meditation, is develop mindfulness and not let go the mind, the body, and the speech into negative direction. That's what we need to protect.
남중간조 이제 미개베초를 쇼두발은 뉴몽바댕원도 주 디왕게 공로단시단 제전에 소소데 제노여레스. 룽아이 소소고 룽아이 있으면 제노.
If we are not mindful of that, so temporarily there will be occasionally like mental afflictions such as anger, who will control the mind, and the mind will follow. We will be like kind of a slave or kind of follower of this mind of anger, and we will be after doing bad action because we follow something unconsciously. So we should be conscious about what is bad for us and others in our mind, body, and speech, and protect from that.
텐도 가두이나 룽아이서 엄수도 받아오티 이게 숨되게 얘는 룽아이숨 땡겨레스.
That's why we have at the beginning of the mantra Om, which represent the 3 doors which we should take care of.
아니 많이 뱀의 홍수도 발라 아니 디닝제다 시랍 땡겨레스.
So
많이 스직세 뱀의 스직레스.
So the rest of the mantra, for example, Mani, Peme, Hong, so they represent the compassion and the wisdom that we need to develop.
대 어떤데시 다 대인도 봐 되게 되셔야 된 간저 아니 갈래네 야고스.
Yeah, so this is something that later we can explain more in detail.
대인도 봐 간저 되네 무투네네 닝제 신인데 가르레스 당간저 무르지기 예세 닝제 신인데 정오버다보제 그래 수다보제 그래샤 네 가르링다보제래 거와요래 레벤나나 요래 신나는 거와요래 간레지래 다 대중간저기 닝제기 어디도 되셔야 되죠 다 드링간저 단다
So we will explain later today or tomorrow. We explain more about the detail about what is the compassion, how it works, where does it exist? Is it in the brain? Is it where does it exist compassion and how it is actually?
근데만은 먼저 다주는 낭쇼들라지다 추지 풍부 예리시던 산재기 숭야게 안에 즉 사제라보데 예리시던 숭셔래. 제도 정말로 누드바 내게 추 탐제 수직도 두바이네 닝제인스 주담제 닝제는 두유 된도 말한도 닝제의 야보 현선에 당하는서 낭주 차장 셴브레스.
The Buddha's teaching are very vast. There are many categories. We say there are 84,000 categories of Buddha Dharma. But also Buddha said that if we can condense all the meanings of all these Dharma into a single word, it would be the Dharma of compassion. So it means that if we know compassion, if we develop compassion, we have the essence of all the Dharma.
Yeah. 지단에 간족에 닝지스도가 렐하버제 직직적으로도 왔어. 딱그 나로 봐 주베이네. 다베 시티 첨부를 샤다. 그래서 랑가 drosa 망부제, 남제 망부제. 남제 telaya 야 랑가 충중 망부지다 돼 버렸어.
So when we speak about compassion, we just like it's just one word, so it looks like something quite simple. But actually, when we go into more detail and we actually try to understand what is compassion, we will find we are going into like a big city, like it looks like Toronto. So we go in the city, we have the main road, we have the small branches. There's so much to know and to learn about compassion.
아야, 나 결혼적에는 간저 안에 파라미다 쇼도나나 추슈가다 롭존 제가 연두발라 어 텐데게는 징닝제단 시럽 대조시야게 삼로다 미유대 간레지 닝지 돈다 가르르샤 시럽게 돈다 가르르샤 대 가르르샤 텐데게 즉 시야게 삼로다 군웅 대장지 쇼스 테마도베 난 낭바차야게 삼로다스 마요스 낭바차야 삼당 말에 계시 전환 어디 나오죠?
So that's why also at Paramita Center we are teaching, helping to understand the Buddha's teachings, and the Buddha's teachings is mainly about compassion and wisdom. So that's what our main objective, to explain, to teach, to guide people to understand how to develop compassion and wisdom. It's nothing about like becoming a Buddhist. You know, sometimes we think about external things. I go to the Buddhist center to become Buddhist. That's not something we are talking about. We are talking about how to learn. Actually, the meaning of Buddhist also is like that, is to learn and to practice this quality of compassion and wisdom.
원조계는 쇼셰도와 천도 낭바차약 체도 탑 낭바차약 체도 간도 삼는다 쇼셰기 메세 천도 유라 제게 산제기 숭배게 닝제다 시럽도 주란도 나라 시용 촉부차약 시럽 촉부차약 체도 셰기마도 천도 낭바차약 체도 가게 셰기 메세.
So we never teach you with the goal thinking you coming here I want you to become Buddhist. I never have this intention. We never teach in this intention. We want you to become rich into the knowledge about compassion and wisdom so you can develop them and they be beneficial for you and for others. That's our objective.
계속 전화도 낭바 찬이 쉬우직 너바 요베이네. 아니 닝지된 시랍도 약부직 대줄에 째서네. 전화도 낭바 줄에 째버렸어. 낭바 차버렸어. 대줄 매비는 낭바 차 요 말했다. 계속 찬이 너네야.
If you absolutely need and you say, I want to become Buddhist, if you absolutely need that, so my advice is practice compassion and wisdom. And naturally, you will become a good Buddhist. If you don't have compassion and wisdom, you call yourself Buddhist. There's no point. There's nothing about Buddhist in this.
저런도 간도 난 진짜 짜샤 둘러마보거나 나는 낭바만이 치긴 낭바샤 되었어.
If you think becoming Buddhist, maybe you just change your kind of haircut, you just cut and you put some red clothes. I become Buddhist, you become external Buddhist, not internal Buddhist yet.
낭바샤 개념을 친낭바샤 개념을 말했어.
It's important to become inner Buddhist, not external one.
나는 낭바샤와라 당긴게 시험은 이제 닝제단 시럽대 촉부차서네 낭바 촉부지 차버렸어. 닝제단 시럽대 소소시 차서네
So if we have good compassion and wisdom, we are actually good, we call Buddhist. And if we don't have like too much compassion and wisdom, we are not too much Buddhist also. Actually, it's interesting also to note that the word Buddhist means inside person. So that's what we need to know, like we have to develop quality inside us.
Yeah. 예, 잠대 자기 아니 저런 저 뒤와 들린다고 얘는 되게 그랬어. 뭐는 내 날로 뒤와 얘는 디나는 시다. 얘는 아주 디나로 나왔어.
Okay, so if I finish now my short explanation for this first session this morning. So if you have any question, you're most welcome. So maybe we could begin with people here in the room, and after we can also with people in the Zoom.
Yeah.
Or Zoom.
Yeah, if you like to, now we are mind open, everything is okay.
If you have question, you just ask.
Any question. If you say, why you cut the head?
Why do you cut your hair?
Why do you cut your head? What do you to keep this red glare? Any question, no problem.
Yeah. I have a question, but yes. Problem is my English is similar with yours.
It's okay.
My English, then we are good with with good level. Then you tell me, I'm happy.
How you can see difference between negative and positive? Because I see this is equal. No, I cannot see the difference.
Okay.
Negative and positive, right?
Yes.
Yeah. 텐데지레스 당간도제네 지샤네 미게바세년데 둥행게 유 Dungi midu payache, gawa singing emotion de, devege you, Nanzo Layajires, Chishani Tende, Chik Laya, Dan, Chik Paya, Inea, Naranzo sheer up that the ninja than sheer up Yaguji Chokucha de Yubene, Mikeba Tijedi, and Ganga, Gavechuli Juarez, Tenu Nanzoge, and Tabla Mevege, Tende Mikeba Chikjan Martas.
So generally speaking, what is called here negative or positive is related to creator of suffering or creator of happiness. So what we use to call here negative is something that will create suffering. And whatever creates happiness, we will call that positive. So that's generally speaking. But if we can really analyze correctly, we will see that even the negative things, if we have good wisdom, with the use of wisdom, even the most negative things actually can become the cause of positive. So that's also another way to perceive.
Nothing negative. All the Bodhisattvas, all the yogis, wisdom people, all the emotion, we found solution to be cause of our happiness. So that way, nothing negative exists. Everything is to we make positive is possible. Depends our wisdom, our compassion. So that way, we need more long wisdom and the compassion. Then we find all problems solution we find. What do we need? We need compassion, wisdom. Every problem we find solution. Nothing their problem. Problem is not a problem. Problem is a solution. So that way we need wisdom. Good. It's okay. Your question, yeah. Not easy because we are now is an individual beings, you know. Not we are extra 가능한 네 박반 조금 말했을 때 소재です. 박반 말했을 때.
Yeah, we say like we are not extraordinary beings with lots of realization. We are ordinary beings.
We are not easy, okay? But we know now. It's good. Okay.
Yes, you addressed earlier the fact that we have not been educated in the West with the mind.
Yeah.
And the way we perceive the mind in the West is different as well from psychology and Buddhist teachings, right?
Yeah.
So what I find in my work is actually the question that the person has, thank you so much, is that it's more difficult for people in the West to understand how the mind works and see the difference between biases. So how would you explain that in terms of educating the mind?
Yeah, this I think good question. This good answer gave you my friend Jason. I think it's a much better time to, you know. Yeah, he knows these things. Always he gave you. No need to dance. Yeah, you give the.
Actually, can you just repeat, please?
Yes, the question was like there is a difference in education.
Yeah. Yeah.
The West,
yeah.
Right, in terms of what is the mind.
Yeah.
And how to actually be vigilant and clarify the mind.
Yeah.
So could you explain more of that, I think, for people as well? Because when we speak about wisdom and compassion, it's not always.
Yeah, we tell you wisdom, compassion after we more detail. Okay, but now should you give me?
So you want to say, give more detail about how Buddhists perceive the mind? Is it like that? Okay.
Compared to the West.
Okay. So actually, you know, we hear principally maybe in the West, like it's difficult to say in the West because there are many kind of different ways to see life. You know, there are some people, they have religious faith, some people, they are non-religious faith. But what we talk here, maybe nowadays, people have more like an approach. A lot of people have an approach based on, for example, scientific experimentation, for example. So many people nowadays think that the mind, for example, is something, for example, in the brain. You know, it's something like when we die, so the brain cerebral activity is finished. So means the mind is finished. So also the body finished means the person also finished. So there's no continuation. So Buddhist is completely different from that because in terms of, we could speak about that in much detail, but if we go to very simple, we could say that our person is made of two things, one material part and one is consciousness part. We can call that mind. Some people will call that soul, whatever you like to call. But anyway, there's something that is coming from material aspect. So that starting point is from our parents when they emitted the 2 drops. These 2 drops are the starting point of this body. But the material world cannot create mind. For example, whatever you do with any kind of materiality, you cannot create something conscious. So this consciousness in the Buddhist philosophy explanation is that, for example, as my body of today is the continuation of my body of yesterday, which is the continuation of the parents' 2 drops, which are coming from my parents, which are also body coming from their own parents' drops, etc., etc. In the same way, our mind of today is the following sequence of yesterday mind, which is the sequence of following like past mind of last year. So it brings about the first moment of mind, which is in this body. Where this come from? From the past moment of mind. So that's how in the Buddhist philosophy, we explain that there is mind continuing from life to life. So that's different explanation, because nowadays people will say, oh, mind is in the brain. For sure, there is a reaction, there is interdependency from the mind and the body. Because, example, if I'm agitated or I'm stressed, my heartbeat will, my flow of blood will increase, my mind activity will be different. If I have compassion also, nowadays we have experiences showing that the mind will transform the brain, the neuroplasticity. So that's for sure interdependency, but that doesn't mean that the brain is the mind. So from Buddhist perspective, mind is not physical, it's not matter. So it's something that can continue from life to life. So that's very different, So in the Buddhist also scriptures and Buddha's teachings and the great Indian master, we have a very, very specific description of the mind and the emotions and the mental factor like consciousness, mindfulness, vigilance, concentration. So the lots of things. So I heard like Dalai-lama is meeting a lot of time scientifics for example, in the field of, we call like Mind and Life Institute. They have meeting irregularly every year. So when they compare like the knowledge in the Buddhist field and the modern psychology, he says sometimes, looks a little bit like level kindergarten. Nowadays, knowledge of the mind, if we compare to Buddhist philosophy, there are thousands and thousands of years of knowledge. It's really different, really different. So nowadays, I think that's why we can benefit, spiritual, like Buddhists can benefit from learning from science. Science can benefit from spiritual Buddhists. So like this, there's exchange nowadays.
Okay, so now I think Zoom, just one question, then we stop in a break. We have in a Tibetan biscuit here. Cookies, Tibetan cookies, we have teas, Indian teas, coffees,
If you like, we send by Zoom.
Yeah, if you like, we buy Zoom. But anyway, just one question in the Zoom.
Yeah.
Then if you question, after we second to a meeting, okay? Just one question, then we stop.
Do you have question, somebody? If not, we take a short break.
Yeah.
Okay, we take a short break. We will come back in 30 minutes. Now is 10:45, so we can come back for the next session is about meditation, calm abiding meditation. We'll start in 30 minutes. Okay?
Then we have question. I gave you more time for you in the Zoom group.
Okay.
I saw you.
We will keep connected, but we will come back after 30 minutes. Okay, see you.
Yeah.